Hello, my name is Patricia Fennell, and I'm the founder of the Latino Community Development Agency. I want to welcome you to the 2023 Scholarship Award video. This scholarship fund was initiated in 2002 as an extension of the LCDA's mission of cultivating education within our community. We are proud to partner with businesses and universities throughout Oklahoma to help aspiring students live their dreams. Each and every scholarship recipient represents a promise for the future, and I am proud to present the scholarship winners for 2023.
I'm Mark Corvin. Years ago, I started a small company called Marinco. It's an LLC. I've been heavily involved with the Latino community for many years. I've always felt a passion to give to the cause of the scholarships, the chance for young people to be able to go to college that need a hand up. And I can't imagine what it would be like to come to a country where I didn't speak the language and start from scratch. I'd say nearly all of these kids are first generation college kids. I wanted to give them a hand up, watch them get the American dream. So that's been important to me.
I'm Kayla Curry, and I am an associate with Phillips Murrah. That's a law firm here in Oklahoma City, and a member of the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Committee who sponsors this scholarship. The origination of the scholarship actually comes from our late partner, Shannon Inman. At the time she passed away, she was the vice chairman of the board of the LCDA. In turn, the firm wanted to honor her and her relationship with the LCDA. I personally am a strong believer in furthering initiatives for Latinx students. My grandfather immigrated from Mexico when he was 5 years old and has built a life, and that in turn has flowed down into a lot of things. So I see the impact that it has and how those opportunities can help people.
We are the Casual family, and I am the youngest son, Ralph.
Catherine, Cecilia,
Larry.
and we have one sister that's not present, Christina.
Our family moved here in 1958 from Fort Worth, Texas. There weren't many Mexicans here when we moved here.
We're like one of the founding families here in Oklahoma City of Mexican Americans. We're first generation.
We started this because we were running out of ideas to give our parents presents. They had everything they needed. They were always pushing education on us. They sent us all to college.
We would just love other young people to have the same advantages that we were able to have. And we know it's not easy.
We've been doing it a long time, and we're happy to do it.
And we're very happy with the people we've been able to contribute to and support.
Hello, my name is Ashley Romero. I will be attending the University of Oklahoma, and I plan on majoring on health and exercise science for my undergrad, and then for my post-grad program to go into the Health and Allied Science Center at OU to become an occupational therapist. My grandma, she has arthritis. Since like the age around 10, I began helping her out, finding different activities for her to like regain the movement in her joints. As I was looking online for more activities for her to do, I came across occupational therapy along with school. I realized that as an occupational therapist, it was kind of similar as to what I was doing to help my grandma live a normal life so she could become independent again, which is what occupational therapists do. There is currently only 3% of occupational therapists who speak Spanish, which sets like a huge language barrier for healthcare workers and patients, which causes people to neglect their health. So I want to become an occupational therapist to become part of that 3% and to also help patients regain that independence back. Being a recipient of this scholarship would grant me not only to be able to give back to my community, but also allow me to focus on my studies and not have to worry about that financial stress that multiple students have, especially as a first-generation college student. So it's kind of difficult to navigate college alone. It allows me to engage more within the community and find more of those opportunities that really aren't provided and search for them and focus on that to be able to do great and pursue higher education and do what I want to do.
My name is William Ramirez. I go to Southern Nazarene University, and I'm majoring in accounting. Well, I'm going to my third year of college, and I have been working at Target for the past 3 years to help pay off school. But with a scholarship now, I can use that money, save it up for stuff in the future. My dad recently retired. He paid for most of my college, and I need just ways to be money to pay off school for the next 2 or 3 years. I am the first one in my family to go to college. My parents are from Guatemala. Mom's in Salvador. My goal is to finish school, open up my accounting firm, get experience first. So this year I did apply for the Hispanic Latin Student Society president. I did get the role. My job, I was just trying to get people involved. I wanted people from other backgrounds to know what it is being Hispanic. I just want to be a voice, and I just want to be an example. My identity is my background. I know my parents went through a lot growing up. They came to the country when they were around 19 or 20. Honestly, nothing was handed to them growing up. They had to get their citizenship. And without the citizenship, there's two places you can work at and actually get a good paying job. It just means everything to me because I have family from Guatemala and Salvador who still live in poverty. If I can be that person to get my degree, my CPA, open up a business, hope I can send remittances to other countries from my aunt, my uncles, my grandma, grandpa. And I can just be like a role model, like a leader, show people that this is possible. You know, you can come from nothing, you can always make it out.
So my name is Adrian Ibarra Alonso. I just graduated Santa Fe South High School. I'm going to UCO. My major that I'm focused in as of right now is software engineering. Since I was little, I always loved math, and I kind of understand why I like math so much because whenever I came to the United States, I came at an early age of 5 years old, so I really couldn't speak English. And whenever I was at school, I didn't understand like the English classes, but I did understand the numbers. I understand how to add. I felt like that was a language that I understood whenever I was little. I kind of remember whenever I came to the United States, I was separated from my parents. There's like a good 2 weeks that I didn't see my parents. Growing up, I knew it was gonna be a hard country to be growing up in. Both of my parents had to work. I still remember I would go to school, and then after school I'll have to go to my parents' job, and then at my parents' job I'll stay in the boss's office just waiting for my dad to get out of work, and then we'll go home. I still remember this one experience that I was in kindergarten. That kind of hurts me a lot because growing up I didn't understand English throughout my kindergarten and some of my first grade. I either had to get a student in that class that knew how to talk both languages. So you can imagine like a 5-year-old trying to explain to another 5-year-old what the teacher's saying. There's this one situation where the teacher told me to follow some instructions, and I remember how she told me to stand up. She was like screaming at me. I didn't understand what she was telling me. I didn't understand why I was getting in trouble. The teacher sent me to the corner and I got separated from everyone else. I really didn't understand what I was supposed to be doing. I just knew I got in trouble for the same reason the teacher screamed at me. Whenever the day finished, I went to a student, her name was Isis, and I asked what happened, why did I got sent to the corner, what was I in trouble? And she was like, yeah, the teacher was telling you to listen to the book because you were not listening. She said that the teacher got mad and that she made me stand up and she was asking me questions about the book and that I couldn't answer the questions for the same reason that I didn't understand the book. And I was like, well, I don't understand it. It molded me to the person that I am right now, and I feel like no type of human should ever make someone else feel less for their knowledge or just not knowing a language, especially as a little kid. I feel like I'm not the only kid that went through that, and I'm pretty sure in the future there's going to be even more kids going through that. So in the future I do want to do something to help that community that comes from an unknown country, doesn't know what to do, doesn't know how to get involved, or just doesn't know how to communicate with other people. I can hopefully change some lives like other people changed my lives growing up.
When I think of people that, come looking for a better future in this country, I am always in awe of the challenges they have, because I came here with all the advantages in the world. I came here with the language, I came here to stay with a family, and I came here with my parents' financial backing. Through the Oklahoma Hispanic Professional Association, I started meeting Latino professionals for the first time. It was getting in touch with the culture here. Out of that came the dream of, wouldn't it be fantastic if I can use my training and my experience and create something to serve my own people. In doing that, I became integrated into the local Latino community that by that time was really growing and expanding. It was critical from day one to open doors of opportunity for and with the Latino community. The whole purpose of the agency is to be culturally competent to help those immigrants that were here struggling and dreaming for a better life, finding many barriers, how they could minimize those barriers and how we could help them become successfully integrated into life here in the United States. Education is the vehicle of social mobility, and that is why when we started the Latino Agency, my very first program was the Latino Leadership Club. The aim of that program was to keep the kids from dropping out of school, and one of the things that worried me is that when we started the agency, the Latino community in the whole country had the highest dropout rate. For role modeling, it was pretty important. That was another thing we did through the Latino clubs, is take the kids to the universities, to talk to the kids that were already there, to say, listen, I'm in the university, I'm going to get an education, and that means you can do it too. One of the beauty things about the agency was that we could take all of the cultural aspects that can be challenges for Latinos in this country. The parents were not resistant about it. It was just something they had not thought about. They just had that strong work ethic and the dream to find a better future, but they didn't have the tools. So we realized very quickly that we could not empower the kids to be educated if we not empower the parents to make it possible for the kids to be educated. Once we help the kids understand the importance of staying in school, and once we were able to get the parents to understand that it was a door to success to their kids to become educated, then came the economic reality. How we're going to afford it. So obviously the next step was to create the scholarships where the kids could be able to feel their dreams to be educated. As the community grows, we become a larger segment of the labor market. If that growing segment of a potential labor market becomes educated and successful, then that's going to be a very important contribution to the economy of the country. My dream was to preserve those values that were important in our community: perseverance, work ethic, and at the same time to help the other side of the community know that those are our values. And how do I connect with Latinos? So to me, education is the key for personal success, but also for social success of the whole community.